Okay, we'll call the select board meeting to order at 7 o'clock. Join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to welcome David Bowles' class. I'm sure you will find this very exciting evening. Okay, first item, approval of the agenda. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion, we approve the agenda.
Is there a second? A second. Are there any changes to the agenda?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, at some point we need to discuss the sales agreement for the Sutton fire truck. I would suggest we put that in right after the regional ambulance appointment.
Okay. Any problem with that? No. Okay, all those in favor of adopting the agenda with the change indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, there are none. Approval of the minutes 3/27/23. We have a motion.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes of Monday, March 27th, 2023 as presented.
I'll second.
And a second.
I'll second it.
Okay. Any changes? Corrections? Joe?
This is not a correction, but I'm not familiar with the first name of Mr. Dejeneaux. It's listed as CHIRD, which is not a first name I've seen before. So I think we should just make sure we've got that correct.
Where are you?
I apologize. First page, present via Zoom.
I've never seen that first name either. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Right.
But we should verify that.
Any other changes, Joe?
Not from me, thank you.
Dick?
I have none.
Mary Lee? Bob, who is not here tonight, had a question about our discussion of the rental of possible rental of the village school and as to who was responsible for it. He called this morning and I went back and looked at the minutes. It looked like I asked that question. What is your understanding of this as to who is responsible?
Where in the
Mike
minutes
is.
are you?
Mike is.
Pardon?
Mike.
Joe? Okay, Mary.
My understanding that if we're talking about a lease, where that is a decision that the joint Castleton and Hubbardton select boards would have to make.
That's my recollection of it too.
Yeah, where in the minutes specifically you're talking about, Jim?
What page did he say? I think he said 4. I think he said 4. Yeah. Or Jay Leamy, who was responsible for renting? Is it the town government, the town manager, or recreation? I believe that was the question that was asked. I believe Joel has answered that, unless someone is unhappy with it.
No, I was.
Find it? Everybody find it?
Yeah, I was just stating that he's in charge of letting someone use it, not lease it type thing.
Sure. Okay. All right. Anything else? My money. Okay.
I think the question was properly asked and answered in the minutes as they stand. Just any change. Okay. You agree with that, Joe?
Yeah, I do. This third line, last phrase that starts, J. Mark stated, we felt the joint boards are responsible bodies.
Then I agree with that totally.
Yeah.
I don't think any changes.
So there,
Yeah.
Mary Lee,
Fine.
all those in favor of accepting the minutes with the corrections indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. Citizens' comments and/or concerns, items not on the agenda. Do we have anyone who wishes to address the board? Items not on the agenda. Seeing none. You have somebody on Zoom?
I haven't checked, Mr. Chairman. Is there anybody on Zoom that has a question for the board? Items not on the agenda. Please unmute yourself. No hands up either.
No hands up. Okay. I guess that takes care of that. Regional Ambulance Service Representative Appointment, Aleda Dutton. Is there a motion?
Make a motion that we appoint Aleda Dutton as our representative to the Board of Directors for Regional Ambulance Services for a term that will expire in March of 2025.
Second. And second, any discussion?
Yes. Aleda, are you willing to do this? Okay, can you occasionally come and see us and tell us how you think they're doing over there? Would you be willing to do that?
You want a little update right now? If you want.
I think that would be splendid. You bet. Can you come up to the podium, please, so the mic can pick you up?
So regional ambulance has been really, really busy. We're the largest ambulance service in the state of Vermont. We have an issue with employees. It's very hard to find police, EMTs, paramedics, firemen. There's a lot of education involved and people really don't have the time to do that and support family and work. It isn't just a problem in Vermont. It's a problem nationwide. American Ambulance Association has witnessed this in every state. So we're working on it. We've increased the wages. We offer many benefits, and on a whole, I believe we're doing well. The employees are great. We get compliments every month on their service. We're very lucky to be a member of Regional Ambulance. We now have an outpost. I'm not sure how many are aware of that, but we purchased the bank in West Rutland, and it will be served 24 hours a day. We will have manpower there. So they won't serve just would be west of Birdseye. It will be all of Rutland County. But that should increase the time here in Castleton. Also, we did not increase the rates again this last year. It's really, I'm proud to be part of it and to represent Castleton because it's a great organization. Any questions?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aleda. Appreciate your service.
Thank you.
All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye. Those are cool.
Now next to the fire truck.
Want to circulate something for signature?
Oh, yeah, we got to do that. Yeah.
Is Bob coming?
No, he's in DC. Straightening out things.
By all means, move on there.
Eating the cherry.
Is he straightening out the hill in DC, is he?
Okay, where are we here? Next item, I believe, is at the fire truck.
Yes.
Is that where you wanted to put it in?
Yes, I have a question for the town manager before I present a motion.
Go ahead.
That's okay. Are there any still unresolved issues in your opinion before we move?
Thank you.
Okay. And that makes it much cleaner. I'm going to make a motion that we authorize payment for a deposit of $26,500, which is 10% of the purchase price for a 2001 Sutphen T95 foot aerial fire truck. Then the payment to be made from the fire department vehicle reserve account, and that the town manager be authorized to sign the contract for same.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Oh, I need the purchase order number. I need the purchase order number.
Okay,
That has to be in the,
049 here. Go take it.
I need to amend my motion to include, for that to include the authorized payment of purchase order number 049983 to Forest Grove Volunteer Fire Department.
I'll amend my second.
So
I think
bid.
we got it right now.
Any other discussion on this? If not, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes.
You can
Thank you.
stay, Heath.
That was easy.
You can stay until the cleaning.
You can do it again if you.
You were intimidating.
They can-
That was easy.
We've already done the hard part.
Am I supposed to sign the purchase order here or you do that?
Mike, we've authorized, it doesn't matter.
Authorized manager to do it. You authorize the manager to do it.
Okay,
And the contract.
and the contract.
I got the original here.
Well, why don't you give it to him now so we have it?
I'll put it all together. Thank you. It's all you now. Yep. Yeah.
Okay, a letter of support from CDERAC for retail sale of cannabis. Is there anyone who would like to address the board on this issue?
Mr. Chairman, I'm here, the chairperson of the Castleton, the Community Development Economic Revitalization Advisory Committee. I'm the chairperson, so I'm here to represent it. Do you need me to move over there? Do you think I'm good?
Please.
Mary McIntyre. So we had, after the election, we had Janet Curry asked to come in and meet with us regarding what needed to happen in our opinion, and we discussed about the continued failure of the approval of retail cannabis sales in the town. And so there, after great discussion, as I wrote in this letter, I assume you all have this letter. Great discussion. The group discussed the benefits of keeping retail cannabis sales to Castleton residents local and attracting retail cannabis sales from visitors. And as a result of the discussion, the committee voted, and I noted in the letter, not unanimously, to recommend the Castleton Select Board support the retail sale of cannabis in the town of Castleton. We understand that this won't go up for a vote again for quite a while, but considering we had a subject come in and talk to us and specifically ask us to address it, we did, and here we are.
Questions from the board members?
Thank you, Mary.
Any questions, Joe?
No, I don't have any questions.
Mary Lee?
No.
Is there a motion?
Doesn't need to be one.
Pardon?
We need to make a motion.
You can make a motion to support, to remain neutral, or to accept the communication and place it on file, or to oppose.
I'm going to make a motion that we accept and recognize this letter from the Castleton CDERAC concerning retail cannabis dated March 28, 2023.
Second.
Second, discussion? None? All those in favor that we vote to accept the letter? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Crushing bid. Under excavating. Dave Fabricius.
I'm gonna have Brent step up and do it since he did most of the legwork on this.
Yay. Okay, so we sent it out to bid. We actually sent it to 3 different companies. Only one sent it back. That was Hunter. When we put it out to bid, we were looking for prices to do 10,000 yards. We've since changed that because with the increases, we really don't have the money to do 10,000 yards. So we asked Hunter if he would do 5. He wanted the town to make a commitment that if he came and did 5, the next time we crush, he'd automatically get it. after talking with Mike, it's not really legal for us to do that, so I contacted Hunter back again. Needless to say, he said he'd come do it, but he wants to add another 55 cents a yard on for his mobilization and demobilization. So long story short, last time we crossed, we paid $5.62 a yard. This year, we're looking at $10.35 a yard. It's a big jump. So to do 5,000 yards, we're gonna spend $51,750. Opposed to last time we crossed, we did 10,000 yards and we spent that, basically. $56,000 to 10,000 yards last time.
Well, basically, in round numbers, it costs twice as much.
It does. Still a lot cheaper than buying it, so we're paying $10.35 a yard. If we got to go to the quarry and get it, we're gonna pay $16.50, $17 a yard. So plus trucking. Yep.
So he's,
Okay,
what was his proposed price?
questions for Brett?
What was his proposed price for 5,000 yards? Again, bottom line,
51,750.
51,700.
We got 36,982 of that tucked away. So I don't want to have them come and do it until after July. And after talking with Mike, going over the numbers, see what we have. We got to come up with another $14,768. So either we'll have that in surplus from highway or use it from unassigned carryover.
Don't we put 25K a year away for crushing?
No, we were all the way down to 9,000 a year. We were putting away for crushing. In the budget we wrote starting in July, we asked for an increase, right?
So at one point, we did put 25K a year away. I remember that.
We were, and then we were using the highway carryover to kind of help stabilize the budget a little bit. And now we're at a point where that's not really viable anymore. And in the notes for this budget that was passed, there's a note in there that follow on years, we put $25,000 in there so that we could keep up. And now we're seeing that that's not even going to be, we're short, $1,750 from that. If we crush every 2 years. So we're on the second year of the budget. First year will be 25,000, but the second year might be 20 something, we got to keep up with the cost of the increases. So it might be 27,000.
Not out of questions yet, Mr. Chairman. So 5,000 yards will take us for a year.
A little better in a year. We like to say we use 5,000 yards a year, but we still got some left. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't want to push it much further than that, but
The odds of having this conversation again next year are good to excellent.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we got to start thinking long-term again.
Other questions for Brett?
I'm done now.
You all set?
Oh, thank you.
Other questions for Brett, Mary Lee, or Joe? No? And where do you plan to get the extra money?
Hoping I got enough left in my budget at the end of the year, surplus, if not, unassigned carryover for the extra 14,000.
And there is 14,000 in unassigned carryover now as we speak, if I recall.
90 some thousand.
Well, there may be other requests for the unassigned carryover also.
Correct.
Just to make everyone aware of it.
Yep.
If there aren't any other questions, what are you looking for tonight?
I'd like approval so I can get this lined up. So I know he's coming July.
Is there a motion?
Well, I'm going to need a refresher because I don't have those. The document I have doesn't reflect those numbers. So
Okay. So
51,750, you said?
51,750 total. 36,982 is what we have. Do you want those numbers or no?
No. Okay, I'll make a motion that we authorize the town manager and the highway foreman to enter into a contract with Hunter Excavating Incorporated to crush 5,000 yards of gravel at a cost of $51,750.
Is there a second?
Commence
What time?
after July 1 of this year. Very well do it.
Yep.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second? Discussion. Hope you have a carryover.
Working on it.
Keep at it. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Good. Let's see here. This is nothing in here. I mean on that.
Well, and the terms have to change.
Yeah.
Brightly Software Asset Management. Dave,
I'm up.
you guys run in tandem or what do you do?
I don't know. It depends on the day.
Okay.
What can I do for you?
I don't know. You're around here for,
I think we're going to vote tonight on this.
Brightly, Software Asset Management.
Right.
Why don't you give us a brief summary of that
I'll
again?
give it a brief summary again. So what we're looking at is your capital assets, your buildings, large capital investment in regards to equipment, your loader, your grader, things like that. Company's going to come up. They're going to do a inventory of all of this equipment, buildings, all the infrastructure within the buildings, heating systems, electric, everything, right down to what are the floors like. And then we're going to hopefully, if we do purchase this, and that it's going to be budgeted, you know, we can look out long ways. When I talked to Hollis in Massachusetts, they were saying they went out to 2040. So that gives us ample kind of white space to be able to budget and not kind of shooting from the hip all the time, like, oh no, this is broken. We actually have data to back it up, and then we can go and look and actually have a program that says, hey, we're going to need to replace the heating system in the firehouse in 5 years. We might want to start budgeting for that now. Same with equipment.
So what's the total cost?
It was 30, you got that? Yeah, it was,
31,000
yeah, 31,000.
and then
Change.
$10,000 on an annual basis,
10,000 on an annual basis.
which would be budgeted, right?
Yes, sir.
That'd be budgeted. Where's the 31 coming from?
That was going to be coming from, help me again, Mike.
Well, depends.
It's going to be ARPA. There's another option, and I'm hesitant to throw this out to you.
Go ahead.
I know there's another, what the next piece on the agenda is. And I feel that that is also going to be very important. And I'm not sure how that's going to be paid for, but if you look at ARPA funding, I would negate the ARPA funding for this and then look at, you know, after July, going back again and looking at Brightly. I do feel Brightly is important, but it's not as important as what you guys are going to talk about next. Mike.
Yes. Okay. I'm sorry. You finished, Dave, on that?
Well, we'll see what Mike has to say.
Well, I think it's sold a little bit short on what this does. It's more than capital.
Yes, it is.
It's between the work order stuff and then inventory management, things that we struggle with right now. This would help provide a mechanism to do that. When I look at the numbers today and talking with Dave and Brent, we can look at the highway budget as we approach the end of the fiscal year. And if it seems like they would have a surplus, or we're confident they will, then you can make a motion to do an encumbrance and carry it over and pay for it that way. That's one option. If it's not enough there, it won't cover all of it, then there's an option to look at the unassigned highway carryover for a small portion of it. The picture I'm trying to paint is that there are more than just one option here to pay for it. It could be a combination of a couple different things. The other thing that was talked about was the use of ARPA funds. And looking at the budget today and what we have to do for work on crack sealing and painting of lines, my assessment, talking with Brent, is we'll be able to cover our line painting. So there's money in the budget right now for line painting. It's $8,500. But we didn't do stuff last year, so we're able to carry that money forward. So there could be $8,500 that could be used towards something like this. Very confusing. I got it. I just spit a lot of stuff. I guess the picture I'm trying to paint is there's more than one way to skin this cat. And I think it can be done without using ARPA funds. And it's just, we got to wait and see how that plays out and come back to you later in the year, the fiscal year, to kind of do that deep dive ourselves and come back to you and say, here's how we can do it without touching ARPA funds.
And do you react to that, Dave?
Well, actually, after listening to some of the sewer project things that we discussed at the last meeting, and then this other thing that just kind of came up really suddenly, what's more important for the town right now at this minute? Do I think this is important? Yes, but I can wait 4 or 5 months for this. There's a couple of things out there that I think that need to happen sooner.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions for Dave? Joe?
Yes.
Yeah, Dave, I think you addressed this at our last meeting, but and when you speak of infrastructure, you're including roads, sewer,
Yes, sir.
but not water.
No, sir. That doesn't fall under my purview.
I understand, but obviously it affects
It does.
many of the citizens in town. I think in the context of our previous discussion, you said there might, I guess it was the presentation that Karen Stewart made.
Yes.
There was a possibility that we could incorporate the fire district billing in the HayGov system.
I do remember Karen stating
Is it
that.
possible to incorporate, with their permission, of course, the fire district's infrastructure in this program, if we all agreed that was a desirable thing?
I don't think it's out of the question, no. I think it
We
could
just have to
happen.
know before
Yeah,
their consultants came in and assessed our infrastructure.
correct. And we would also probably have to sit down and meet with them again because that would require a little bit of more work on their part.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mike, you got anything? Yep.
I said, question, Mr. Chairman, can I ask Joe a question?
Sure.
When you talk about, are you talking about them cost sharing in that as well?
That's a good idea.
Would it be, it spreads it out over more agencies, so the cost comes down?
Yeah, I think your plan was to assign portions of this to every department that benefits, and that would be true of them as well.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dave.
You got it.
All the,
We're not done yet.
Dick's got a question.
Refresh my memory. I know we discussed this either like 2 meetings ago.
Sure.
The timing on this, what was your preference and what was tolerable for timing on when?
I said I would love to have it by the fall.
Okay. So if we got a little closer to forecasting surpluses and possible carryovers, that would be.
I'm not opposed to it. I think the only person who's going to be even slightly butthurt is going to be Ryan from Bright Lake.
So based on that,
His first name is salesman and our first name is customer, right?
You got it.
Okay.
You'll have to get over it.
At this point, I would recommend we take no action on this.
rest of the board agreeable to that?
Do you agree with that?
One
Mike?
more question.
Oh, sure. I'm sorry, Marilee. Go ahead.
If we don't do this now, does the price have to be up, go up?
That's a really good question. I don't know. I don't know that answer.
And
I will find out tomorrow.
Water district. Is it gonna go up? Is the water district even gonna wanna talk to us?
That's a good, I can lean into that this week and find out.
I think the price going up would be a reasonable expectation, and whether or not they are willing to participate is an unknown.
But I do know they don't know where all the water lines are, just like I don't know where all the sewer lines are. So,
Anything else on it?
Not here.
Yeah, Joe?
No, I said, I'm set.
You set, Marilee? You set now?
okay, I apologize for the short notice on that, but that just kind of happened today. So thank you very much.
Thank you for bringing our attention.
You bet.
Okay, we'll move on. Liquor licenses.
You ready, Mr. Chairman?
Go for
I'll
it.
take a shot at it. I make a motion that we approve the following liquor licenses for approval. Castleton Pizza Place and Deli / Blue Cat, first class and with outside consumption. Castleton Pizza Place and Deli / Birdseye Diner, first, that's a duplicate. Birdseye Diner, excuse me. First class and outside consumption. Castleton Village Store, second class and tobacco. Breting LLC, doing business as third place, third class license, first class license with outside consumption.
Is there a second?
I'll second
And a
that.
second? I believe the chief has signed off on all of these and said there are no problems.
Yes.
Correct.
If not, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Mattison property for sale, gravel. I believe this is a real estate matter. And since it is a real estate matter, it probably should be taken up in executive session, and then if a decision is made, you of course we'll come out and vote in open session. Any questions on that?
I'm not sure that that needs to be an executive session. The reason I say that is I don't see where the town will be at any disadvantage if we
It's
discuss
a real estate matter, Dick. If the board members would like to discuss it in executive session, they have every right to do that.
Okay, I've said my piece.
I
Okay,
don't think it needs to be either.
okay. Well, make a motion then.
You can word it better than I can.
All right, I'll take a shot at it. Or what do you think, Mr. Parliamentarian?
Well, I guess I would say that since it's on the agenda of the open meeting section of our meeting, I don't think we need to take action on it to discuss it. I think
Okay.
if we wanted to move it off the agenda to executive session, we probably should have done that when we were considering the approval of the agenda.
Okay. Mike?
Right, so it's on the agenda because I wanted to catch up, because this was discussed last meeting. So I just wanted to catch up to the board of what was going on. And then I was going to ask to go into executive session to talk about some details of that property.
Anybody have a problem with that?
No.
No, okay. So gentlemen and Mary Lee, what would you like to discuss?
I'd like to hear from the manager.
Can you give us a
Very good,
brief
Joe.
synopsis
Good
of
move.
what's going on?
What's that?
Can you give us a brief synopsis of?
I
what's going
can.
on?
So the property that we talked about last meeting is George Mattison's property on Pond Hill or Staso Road. Not sure where it bleeds into. It's 9.72 acres of land that is adjacent to the town, where our gravel, it abuts our gravel pit, and that gravel goes on to the Mattison's property. So as we discussed the last meeting was, it was going to be up for sale. It's on the market. They've received some offers on it. And they're looking to accept offers, or entertain offers. We did some exploration, as I believe we told you last meeting, that where we believe the vein of gravel is and how much is there and how long it would carry the town into the future. But right now, I think Jim, Mr. Chairman, you can verify that you were asked about, does it have a permit? It's permitted for water and sewer.
Yes, it does. It has a local permit was issued, yeah. There originally was a shallow well. It's my understanding there's now a drilled well. And there is a permit for a replacement septic system that's been installed.
So that has been installed?
Yes,
Okay.
So that's kind of the general statement. And then I would like to talk to the select board and executive session about the finer details of it that might put the town at disadvantage to talk about in open session.
any questions for Mike based on that? So when, I guess we're going to executive session at the end of the meeting, and that'll be one of the topics we'll discuss, and if any action is taken, we of course will come out in an open meeting and vote on it.
I do have one question for either Dave or Brent, and just a quick one. My question would be, what is at this point, I realize it's an estimate. What's your estimated potential for the amount of gravel that could be mined from that property? And we can talk years or yards, whatever is easier. for
Talk years. Brent and I talked. I think we have a consensus that we could go another 10 years.
Okay. Potential savings per year of mining our own gravel is probably at least 15,000 a year.
It was 30 for 10,000, so cutting that in half, that 15 is the number.
So we could potentially save the town $150,000 over 10 years if we mine this property for gravel.
More than the cost of the property.
And that's a pretty safe estimate in your opinion?
Yep.
All the questions I have. Thank you.
Any other questions? So,
Just to clarify, Dave,
Yeah.
the 10 years is talking about the gravel that is on the Mattison property, not the gravel that is already on town property.
think we got about 2 more years left, if I'm not mistaken.
No, we
Not
got-
even, 1 more.
No, we got, 4 more crushes in ours. And then, but now would be the perfect time to have Madison's because we would like to take all of it down at the same time. Basically, when you mine, you take it down in layers, that way you can slope it when you're done. So we got 4 more crushings in our pit. And then the 10 years worth on Madison's.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Mike?
One more.
Okay.
This is a question for either Brent or Dave again. So the 4 more years in our pit, if we don't purchase that property, is any of that unminable? Am I making sense?
Any of
There's a limit to how close we can get to the property line. So if we don't buy this property, do we still have 4 more years?
No, we're gonna lose one of those crushings because we just don't want to butt up to Madison's property and leave a big cliff. We gotta slope it as we come down.
Okay,
So basically that berm that's there now, we would have to leave. We purchase that property, we can take that berm out.
so we're looking at actually 14 more years instead of, or 12 more years instead of, understood. Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Mike?
I did do some research, or Netta helped me today. She did most of the work I read. She found it all. We're trying to find out about the old town road that used to go through and whether the town had an easement or if the town owned that property. I received a call from a resident asking that I should look back into that. And what we found today that has no wording in there about that old town road. That's the access point on Madison's property to the town property at the very top of the flat area above the solar panels. That would be the access point we want to use to get in there to do mining too. So we wouldn't have to come up past the solar panels and we'd have another way to come in there as well. The other thing that hasn't been discussed, and it was brought to my attention today by Mr. Goyette, that there's a potential that all that overburden could be screened for topsoil, which our pile's getting smaller. So the town actually gets a benefit of screening out topsoil up there as well.
Anything else?
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah, Joe.
I think I recalled in our previous discussion of this topic that someone raised a question about permitting and whether permitting that we already have for the existing town land harvesting would extend to this new property. Has anyone investigated that?
Mike?
I haven't talked to the state on it yet. I talked to local people that deal with mining here, and their opinion again was that it's contiguous property, so that we would be able to continue on there without having to open up a new mine site.
I think I'd be very careful about making sure you research and the state DEC is agreeable to that. I won't make any other comments for those items, but I think we want to be very careful about that. If that's the case, I mean, that's great.
Understood?
Anything else?
Just a comment on that issue there. It's one of those trust but verify things.
Okay, if not, we'll move on to update Castleton-Hubbardton discussion regarding the former village school. Joe, would you like to summarize this?
I can try, but I count on my colleagues to jump in and correct or add others. We had a discussion on the date of our last regular meeting, prior to our last regular meeting, which was, we held a joint meeting of the Castleton and Hubbardton select boards. For the sake of members of the audience who may not have been following this, we jointly own the Castleton Village School. Castleton's share is 89%. Hubbardton's share is 11%. We had previously made an offer to buy them out of their share at a specific amount. They rejected that offer and are standing by a much larger purchase price. I made a motion to pull the property and building off the market for a period of at least 2 years. And that was rejected by a vote of 3 members in favor, and I believe it was 6 members opposed. And we also agreed to convene a joint town oversight committee, which is specified in our memorandum of understanding, which calls for 2 members from each town to be available to make decisions about how the building is used and other policy decisions that may come up. There was some discussion of what the membership may be, but I don't think that's been finalized.
Thank you, Joe. Very thorough as usual. Questions, Dick, Mary Lee?
I have nothing to add or ask at this point.
Mary Lee? No, I don't either. Okay, I believe that's something also that we will take up in executive session to respond to Hubbardton. Got it, Mike? That what you got something else?
I had a question. I think that'll probably,
That's
the
it.
place to ask it anyway.
Okay, if not, we'll move on. We don't have a manager's report tonight? No. Well, it's great. Give you a meeting off, huh? Okay. Purchase orders for approval.
I will make a motion. We approve purchase order number 050139 to the Rutland County Treasurer for county tax for fiscal year 24. That's 40, so the sum of $42,452.76.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Second, discussion.
What did the, is this number bigger than what the voters approved?
Yeah,
Was it what?
Is this number bigger than what the voters approved? I think I recall 40,000.
that was 40,000 was last year.
43 is not.
Okay, then we'll leave my last. Don't worry about
I
it.
can look it up.
Anything else on this? If not, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion passes. Keep going, Dick.
Okay, I'll make a motion. We approve the following warrants. Warrant number 0410R for $650. Warrant 0328 for $207. Warrant 0330 for $5,609.74. Warrant 0406 for $60,087.88. Warrant 0410 for $392,187.03. Warrant 0330P for $15,022.09. And warrant 0323P for $15,655.24.
There's a second.
I'll second.
Discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. I think we have a couple others usually, don't we?
But Bob's not here. Bob always says the next one.
You're qualified. If you so desire.
I make a motion, we approve the following warrants. 0331P in the amount of $612.53. 0331 in the amount of $202.87. And 0407P for $612.53.
Second. A second.
Second.
And a second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
I need to excuse myself.
Dick recuses himself.
Aye.
Aye
Aye.
and aye. Okay, that motion passes. Mary Lee, there you go.
Oh, here we go.
It is. So, Mr. Chairman, if we're going to be getting into executive session soon, I would recommend we ask Bob Spalding to call in. I see you on Zoom.
No, he said earlier, if there's anything to give him a call, let him know.
So we should call him for executive session, is that?
Before, he'll try to call in. He said if he can.
If you can reach him, yeah.
You missed that one.
Okay.
More.
Sure. No. Okay. Take your time.
Mine's 10 just a minute.
Sometimes it actually feels good.
Always feels good up to a point.
Need to sign it. Here. You make more.
We've got to all be here at 10 o'clock anyways.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Ever bring your stand?
We have 3.
I've got 3.
We have 10, but we have 10, Mr. Chairman.
Great. Select board comments and or concerns. If board members have comments or concerns?
I'm good tonight.
Good. Joe?
That's in line.
Really?
Fine. Scary.
Splendid.
I remember there was a board member who used to say, we're coming right along, and about that time, everything was stopped. Okay, any members of, David Blow's class have any, questions or comments for us? All you want to do is get out of here, don't you?
You got lucky tonight. It's about half as long as the meeting should normally last.
No questions or concerns, Dave?
Can I just, if you've got an
certainly.
executive session, can we talk to you or Mike Wednesday morning like we generally do? Is that okay to give you a call?
Sure.
Find out what you guys did, come out.
We don't, we go out to.
Give you,
David, I have an appointment in Rutland, so I have to leave here at 9:45.
okay, class starts at 9:25. I don't know if either or Jim, do you want us to do it with you or either one is
I'll be
okay?
here for the beginning of it.
Here for the beginning, I'll be here too. Good.
Okay, so just call, which number should I call?
Not mine.
Your cell or the dog?
Myself.
Give that to me again.
802
Yep.
779
Yep.
8393. I'll write that down. Just on me.
You just
Yeah, the Mattison property thing, probably, I don't know if you guys are gonna do something with that. That's kind of the more interesting thing to it. Yeah, they got lucky. 3 hours last week. We saw.
Yeah.
Thank you, David.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. You're welcome.
Just one
Thank you.
comment, just one comment before they go. I
Sure.
want to thank Charlie for helping me set up the chairs. He was here early and it's an opportunity to embarrass him, so I just took it. Thank you. Thank you again, sir.
Lesson learned, don't be early.
Any reason for a brief recap and items for follow-up? If not, is there a motion to go into executive session
So moved.
Real estate.
for real estate? Is there
With the board and the town manager.
is there a second?
Yes, I'll second that at 7:50.
At 7:50. All those in favor of going into executive session for real estate with the town manager, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
We're in executive session, folks. Burn loose.
Yeah, welcome.
Make a motion, we come out of executive session with no action taken at 8:07.
I don't think
8:47.
right.
8:47.
I got eight.
Yes, you're correct. I don't have the time on my phone.
I got 8:46 actually.
8:46. It was 40 minutes. Bob's been on the phone I read the wrong number. Sorry.
Second.
All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Is there another motion?
I would move that we ask the manager to work with our attorney to prepare an offer on the Mattison property for a purchase price of $120,000 and three conditions. One, that the title be clear, that we get a warranted deed and secure all required permits.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
And a second. Discussion. If not, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion passed.
What was your vote, Bob?
Bob? It was aye. It was aye, okay.
Bob
Bob.
voted aye.
Thank you. Okay, is there another motion?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
And a second. All those in favor of adjourning indicate by saying aye.
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 What's your vote,
You
Bob?
in favor of adjourning, Bob? Okay.
Good night, Bob.
Night, Bob.